All right, guys, welcome to the show. I got an amazing one for you today. So, Trump ally comes out and says the quiet part out loud that women should be executed for having an abortion. I mean, go ahead. Try to lose the election. Be my guest. Be my guest. So we'll talk about that. We also have an amazing new report. You'll never guess how much money you need to make per year to afford a typical home in this country now. This is mind-boggling. We also have just a disturbing story about a West Virginia couple who adopted black kids to make them slaves. It really makes you wonder, like, how much of this is actually going on? They call it one family here, but what the fuck else is going on that we don't know about? So we'll talk about that. Republicans are trying to push a ban on no-fault divorce, and I'll also show you the single worst cartoon ever made. And of course, it's some like right-wing, anti-woke, boomer brain rot thing. I don't know if the Daily Wire made it, but you got a lot. Rubin Report is in it, Dave Rubin, Larry Elder is in it, you got others that are in it. They think it's like the new South Park or the new Family Guy. In reality, it's probably the single most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sure you'll agree. So we'll talk about that and much, much more. Everybody do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel, man. It helps out big time. It really helps out. We're trying to get to 10 million subs. It'll take a while, but hook a brother up. We build it one at a time. All right, without any further ado, let's jump into it. So this guy who you're about to hear is named Jeff Durbin, and he's the leader of the Republican opposition in Arizona. And as I already mentioned, he's going to say the quiet part out loud about what a lot of these Republicans really think on the issue of abortion. All right, let's listen.
Abortion should be considered a crime. It should be considered murder. You're unjustly taking the life of a human being, and so that's murder. And what I've said is what is the historic position of the Christian church, that if you take the life of a human being unjustly, then what the state owes you, if it's proven and it's true, is capital punishment. You forfeit your right to live.
Yeah, this will go well in the upcoming election. Please, become a spokesperson for the Trump campaign. Every Democrat in the country would really appreciate it. Capital punishment. Execution. The death penalty for women who get an abortion. And he references the Bible. Just so everybody understands, that is not in the Bible. In fact, in the Bible, they advocate abortion. Listen, I know if you've never heard that before, you're like, what? What are you talking about? I've heard the opposite my entire life. I'm not kidding, guys. I've read you the passage before on air. There's a part of the Bible where they say, if your wife cheats on you, she needs to drink this potion, or as they call it, bitter water. And if it makes her miscarry, aka abort, well, then that was the baby of the person she cheated on you with, and that's what God wants. So it's advocating killing or doing an abortion for if your wife cheats. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. Also, let's point out the irony here of there's, of course, one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not kill. And he's saying, oh, we need to kill. Okay, but even using your own logic here, you need to kill because the woman killed. So to show killing is wrong, we need to also kill. But then, okay, take that a step further. Then wouldn't it be somebody else's responsibility and duty to kill you because you killed somebody and the person that you killed allegedly killed a fetus, right? Like, this logic never ends. It goes back and back. Anybody who kills anything, all right, kill him, right? I mean, please proceed. Go on. I don't know maybe he's just a true Kool-Aid drinker. He's a true fundamentalist. He really believes every word of it, but I don't know who you think you're helping, bro. In fact, I would totally understand if right-wingers made up that this guy is some sort of a Democratic plant to make them look bad. I mean, that's how extreme this is. Guys, I remember back before 2015, it was viewed as taboo, even in so-called pro-life circles, to say, hey, we should punish the woman if they get an abortion. Back then, they'd be like, no, we don't want to turn women off to us. What we need to do is go after the doctor. Hey, the doctor should lose their medical license, or the doctor should pay some sort of a fine, or the doctor should maybe, some of the extreme ones said you should lock up the doctor. Now we're at the point where they're like, no, murder the woman. You know, electric chair, firing squad, whatever, lethal injection. The woman should be killed. And by the way, who changed this? Who made it so that was no longer a taboo thing to say? Donald Trump. Donald Trump was asked, it was a town hall event in 2015 or 2016 with Chris Matthews, and Chris Matthews asked him if there should be some sort of punishment for the woman. And Trump came out and said, yeah, there should be some sort of punishment. And ever since then, these pro-life groups have really let their freak flag fly. And they will say all the time now, yeah, punish the woman, punish the woman. By the way, because of Trump, because of what he did to the Supreme Court, now this is the reality in the United States of America. So this like dark orange, like rust color here, in these states, abortion is totally banned. Then you have this like beige color. In these states, abortion is mostly banned, and they have like an early cutoff line. And then the rest of the states, you have abortion is legal. But I mean, look at this. In Alabama, not only is abortion banned, it's banned with no exceptions for rape or incest. Same in Arkansas. We can go through the list here, but it's like 14 states where it's totally banned, and then like another 6 or 7 where it's like mostly banned. Guys, this is where you get all those horror stories from, where they say some 12-year-old was raped and they couldn't get an abortion and they had to travel somewhere else. This is the nightmare, bro. This is authoritarian, anti-freedom, total nightmare. And they can't help but lean into it. So if anything, Democrats should be thanking these people, because this is what's going to turn off regular voters. Independents and moderates are running for the hills, listening to your dumb ass speak. The biggest electoral liability for Republicans, abortion and denying the 2020 election, right? And now that Trump is a convicted felon, that's part of it too. So look, if you guys want to keep making yourself look as bad as possible, by all means, go right ahead. And Democrats are going to keep doing what they should do in this scenario, which is hold these people up front and center and say, look, you may have issues with us. You may have problems with us. Understandable. But look at these psychos, bro. Look at these psychos. And I'll end here with one more video. This is a little bonus one. Here's Trump. Listen to what he says on immigration. This is wild.
But we lose think of it, hundreds of thousands of people are dying at our border, coming through our border every year because of our border.
Hundreds of thousands of people are dying every year at our border? I don't even understand what he's trying to say there. That is absolutely untrue. That is nowhere near true. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying every year at our border? Is he trying to say they die while they're trying to cross the border and they run out of water or food, or the heat stroke gets them or something? Because that number is nowhere near hundreds of thousands. Or is he trying to say in his warped mind that, like, well, MS-13 gets in the country and then MS-13 kills hundreds of thousands of people in this country? I'm trying to steel man him. I got nothing. Look, he's in a very similar situation to Joe Biden in the sense that their brains are on the same wavelength. They're both in cognitive decline. They're both really struggling to put coherent thoughts out there. And with Biden, it looks more like that's the case because honestly, he's low energy. He looks a lot older. But with Trump, he sort of papers over it with charisma and like vibrancy. But if you write down the shit he says and then you go read it after, it's like, what are you babbling about, son? And this is another example right here. So go ahead, guys. Lean into it as much as you want. I'm telling you, it ain't going to go well for you. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.